G'day guys and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video I'm going to go over my top 5 accessories or modifications that I've done to my Toyota Landcruiser 200 series for under $500. So whether or not you're looking for a Christmas present this year or just want to buy something for your vehicle, stay tuned and we'll go through my top 5 ideas. Now also at the end of the video I'm going to show you how you can win a couple of the items I'm going to talk about today. So make sure you stay tuned to the end to find out how you might be able to get your hands on one of these items. So guys, just a quick disclaimer before we start. Just like most of my videos, I am not sponsored. I have purchased all the items I'm going to talk about today with my own money. There's no discounts or commissions involved. I haven't been paid at all to purchase, use or review any of the items. I'm not trying to sell these items today, I'm just trying to discuss my favourite accessories. I am going to be talking positively about them, hence why they've made that top 5 list. Now like I said at the start, we are going to be giving away 2 of the items today from this list, so make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video to figure out how you can win one for yourself. So guys, these accessories and modifications have been picked from one of 2 reasons. The first reason is they work reliably and accurately every time we go out, and the second reason is that we do use them almost every time we go out. We use them frequently, often, and they're just useful and helpful when you do head out bush caravanning or camping. Now in this video, not everything we're going to be talking about today is exclusively designed for the 200 series Landcruiser. So if you do have your own ultimate tourer, stay tuned to see what some of these ideas are. Okay, so in no particular order, we'll start with the first accessory on the list. Now this is small but extremely helpful little accessory. It was the first modification I put on this cruiser and it gets used every time we head out bush camping. And that is this tailgate light. So this tailgate light here is a direct plug and play and factory fitment into the back of the Landcruiser here, and comes in extremely handy when you're caravanning and camping, producing a lot of light for this rear area of the cruiser. So this little light is super easy to install in the Sahara model of the cruiser. Being the Sahara model, you've got your automatic tailgate close button here on the back of the upper tailgate. Now this light fits into a direct replacement of this plastic panel that is cut out in this Landcruiser and plugs directly into the back of that switch, meaning that it's a super easy 5-minute plug and play installation. There's no drilling, cutting or any other modification involved other than replacing that plastic panel. Now I've spoken with Brendan Bonza, the creator of these lights, and he has confirmed that he does make these lights for also the GXL and VX models as well. The only addition to that is you will have to source a 12-volt power from a different area, as there are no automatic tailgate close buttons on those models. However, Brendan does provide detailed instructions with photographs so that the average DIY can do it at home themselves. Now these lights, like I mentioned, do come with the plastic paneling involved, so there's no cutting or drilling of the factory plastics. Now on top of that plastic panel there, you do get the LED light itself, plus a little on and off switch. So when you are at camp, if you want to have that off, you can still have the tailgate open and have the switch on or off. Now one of the advantages of the Sahara model is that because it is linked up to that tailgate button, it means that when the tailgate is closed, the light automatically turns off, and vice versa when it's opened. The reason that this light is on my list is that those who do own 200 series Landcruisers know that the cargo light in the cruiser is just too far forward. It's almost above the back row of the seat, so when you do have this area loaded up with gear, the light doesn't reach this back tailgate here, making it very difficult to see at night. Installing this light above here, it floods this area at the back of the tailgate with a large volume of light and allows you to easily see all your gear, plus anything that you're working on this tailgate. So in my particular application, it also comes in very handy for looking into the fridge. When that fridge is pulled out on its slide, that light shines directly down into it, meaning I'll never lose my food or drink in the fridge at night. So Brendan creates and provides these lights for $190, and his preferred method of contact is through Facebook Messenger. He'll advise that which light's going to best suit your application and which one you'll need depending on your model of cruiser. Now I'll leave all his details in the description below, so if you're looking for a light for your cruiser, definitely hit him up and get one of these organised for yourself. So next on my list is a set of Weathertech floor mats. Now I know this sounds a little bit boring and maybe a bit overlooked when taking your cruiser off the beaten track. However, these USA made laser measured floor mats give a great fit for whatever vehicle you drive. Now I've been buying these off for way too long now, but having them, I wouldn't go another trip without them. The factory rubber floor mats were alright and they protected the carpet somewhat. However, any water, mud or sand would just run off the edges and get stuck in the carpet, making cleaning very difficult and taking a long time when you get back from a trip. These sets of floor mats here are designed to trap the dirt in a sort of bucket styled shaped floor mat, making cleaning when you get home from a trip super easy. The fact that they are laser measured to fit your style of vehicle, along with the factory or provided mounting clips, mean that these mats don't ride up the floor and get stuck behind your pedals when you're out on the tracks. Now, Weathertech make these products for a huge variety of four-wheel drive and passenger vehicles. So I personally bought my set from a company called Bodyline Automotive Restyling in Victoria. And if you're keen for a set, I'll make sure I put a link their description to their website and their eBay stores in the description below so that you can choose a set for your vehicle. Now for me, these floor mats cost a total of $360 for both front and rear footwells, and that includes postage. I have noted that the mats for the 200 series Sahara are on the more expensive side of the Weathertech range. However, I saw that the mats started from about $165 for the front row only. So they're definitely worth checking out if you plan on taking a cruiser off the beaten track. So coming in at number 3 on our list today is the Airbag Man Dual Digital Onboard Air Control Kit. Bit of a mouthful there, but this is the only one on our list today that does require some prerequisite modifications to be fitted to the vehicle. So this here is a device that allows you to control the pressures in your airbags in the rear suspension of your vehicle remotely, quickly and accurately. This kit allows the inflation and deflation of one or both the airbags together from paddle switches permanently mounted inside the vehicle. Now for this modification you will need some prerequisites in the vehicle, and that includes you will need the airbags already installed in your springs, and you will need some sort of onboard air compressor mounted inside your vehicle. Now this kit here is perfect for those people who frequently tow or frequently drive their vehicle in both unladen and heavy load applications. The ability to adjust the airbags either on the fly or quickly and easily is a huge advantage when you're constantly unhooking or hooking up a caravan or unloading and loading up the back of the cruiser. The airbags allow for a comfortable ride when the vehicle is under a heavy application or heavy load, as well as when you're day-to-day driving around town with an empty vehicle. Now for me, someone who normally tows a caravan, this kit has been one of my favourite accessories mounted to the back of the car. When I do hook up the van, it's just a matter of holding those paddle switches up for 15 seconds or so to get the PSI that suits my van, and then when I unhook at a caravan park, just doing the reverse so you have a nice comfortable ride around town for day-to-day driving. So there are a couple of different options that Airbag Man do offer. This one here is the dual digital PSI gauge, and they do also offer an analog gauge as well. Now this gauge here is permanently on, which means whenever I come to the back of the car, a quick glance at that gauge will give me an accurate and instant reading of the PSI in each of those airbags. So not only will it give me an idea as to whether anything's wrong, but I can also quickly observe and adjust those pressures on the fly very easily. Now I've had this kit fitted for over a year now and have had no issues with either the airbags or this particular kit at any of the associated airlines. There's been no leaks, no problems, and that's why it's on my list today. So these kits here do retail for about $425, and like I said, you just need those prerequisites of the air compressor and the springs, and it can be fitted up in the garage at home with the supplied instructions. So again, links are in the description below as to where you can get a set for your vehicle. So conveniently, number 4 on our list is just on the other side of the drawers here, and that is this Victron battery monitor. So the model I'm running in this Landcruiser is the Victron BMV712 Smart Monitor. This here is an all-in-one battery monitor that gives you a lot of detail regarding the secondary battery fitted to your vehicle. So this little monitor gives you a huge amount of detail that a regular dual battery monitor just can't provide. This here will monitor both batteries, but in particular provide a lot of data in relation to the secondary battery. The gauge can display voltage, current, state of charge, amp hours, both used and remaining, the power and the time to discharge. The way in which you can provide all of this data is through a shunt that is included in this kit. Now a shunt is a small little electronic device that is mounted into the electrical system of your vehicle and provides all the data from there to the back of this unit here. Now those of you who may have watched some of my previous videos may know that I do run a very basic dual battery monitor in the front of the cruiser. Now this just allows me to see what's going on while I'm driving the car and make sure everything's charging and looking like it should. However, having this in the back of the vehicle, when I'm at camp, it gives me a huge amount of detail in relation to that secondary battery. It allows me to see what's coming in via the solar panel on the roof and what's being discharged. This allows me to carefully look after my battery system, protect it, and therefore prevent it running out or damaging the system by using too much or too quickly. So perhaps one of the most impressive and the most used features for me personally is the app and the Bluetooth compatibility. So if you download the app onto a smartphone, you're able to see all that battery data from one easy to read page on the smartphone. You're also able to track your battery usage and monitor the voltage and state of charge, current, amps, whatever you want from your smartphone. This is extremely helpful when you're sitting at camp, charging all your camera gear or charging all your other gear, and you don't have to worry about your battery running flat. The unit also does allow for the program of alarms and alerts, so when your battery voltages or your usage is too high, it can alert you if you set those up as well. Now these units retail for around the $250 mark, but for those who want to keep a close eye on their state of charge and protect their battery system, it is definitely well worth the investment. So again, links will be in the description below as to where you can buy these for your vehicle. And finally on today's list, number 5 is the UltraGauge MX 1.4 unit. Now this here is an OBD 2-port data reader, and it gives a huge amount of information in relation to the factory sensors on the vehicle in a very clear and easy to read display. Now I have done a full video review on the installation and the use of the UltraGauge, so if you're interested in that, check out that video if it is something you're looking at for yourself. So this little unit has been fitted in my vehicle now for just under a year, and I've also had these units fitted in previous vehicles as well. They're definitely something I recommend for all types of driving, whether it is just day-to-day driving, whether you're towing and driving heavy loads around, or whether you're low-range fall driving on the beach. This little unit here allows you to display whatever data you'd like to display, and it can detect a huge amount of data that the factory dash and infotainment system just can't provide. The unit will pick up on factory sensors that are already inbuilt into the vehicle anyway, and display them in a very easy to read and clear manner at any time. So one of the great things about these particular units is they are fully customizable. You can choose how much or what information is displayed on the UltraGauge screen at any time, and it's got a 7-page display, which means changing that data and viewing different types of data is super easy to do on the fly while you're driving without taking your attention off the road. It gives you the ability to monitor all the factory equipment on the vehicle and make sure that the vehicle is performing as it should and everything is functioning correctly. Now further, this unit is also able to detect and inform you of vehicle fault codes. Where the dash would normally flick up an engine light, the UltraGauge is able to provide you a code which relates to a particular fault in the vehicle. So if this were to happen out on the track, it gives you the ability to find out what code it is, find out what the issue is, potentially fix it on the road, and allow the vehicle to clear the fault code, get that engine light off your dash and continue driving. Now this potentially could be a lifesaver when traveling remote areas. So the great thing about this particular unit is it's never caused me a drama. Once it's set up and programmed, there is no adjusting it. It just sits there and does its own thing. It is plugged into the OBD 2 port, which means that the lights all dim by themselves. It has got alerts and alarms that can be preset at high temperatures or low temperatures or wherever the user wants to set them. Now for me, I haven't got any of those fitted, so it just sits there and does its thing really, really well. Now these UltraGauge units are supplied from the US, and there aren't any local dealers in Australia that I'm aware of. So for me, the unit cost about $94 and the postage was about $74. Now that is in US dollars, so depending on the conversion rate, it will vary from time to time. Now for me, it cost about 240 Australian dollars to get the unit and to get it here. Now if it is something you're looking at doing as well, there are several different makes and models out there with different programs installed, so make sure you get the correct one for your vehicle. There is one specifically designed for the 4.5 litre twin turbo diesel that's fitted in this Landcruiser, but if you do have a different type of car, I'd suggest either contacting the UltraGauge company or maybe looking at some vehicle forums to see what other people have done and see which particular unit works for your particular vehicle. So just like all the rest of the products today, that will be in the description below, directing you to their website if you wish to buy one of these for yourself. So there we have it, guys. They are my top 5 accessories or modifications for my Landcruiser under $500 that have worked really, really well for me over the years or get used every time we go out camping. So like I said at the start of the video, I haven't been sponsored to review or use any of these products in the video. However, after using them and seeing their benefit and how well they've worked for me, I have approached a couple of the owners and discussed with them whether or not we could organize something for you guys, the viewers. Now, a couple of the people have been very generous in order of donating a couple of those products to Exploring Oz for the purpose of a giveaway to you guys. So firstly, I'd like to thank Brendan Bonza, the creator of the tailgate lights for these Landcruiser 200 series. He has very generously donated one of these lights for the Landcruiser 200 series to one of you guys, the viewers. So those, like I said before, these little lights have come in extremely handy. It's one of those things that you set and forget, and it just gets used every single time you go away caravanning or camping. Now the second item we're able to give away today, thanks to Bodyline Automotive Restyling in Victoria, is the Weathertech floor mats. Bodyline have been very generous in providing a set of front and rear floor mats to suit a Landcruiser 200 series to one of you guys, the viewers. Now again, this is very generous, and I'd like to thank Bodyline for providing these items. And I tell you what, if you are the winner of this, you'll see why I love these mats so much. So in order to enter the competition, all you'll need to do is head over to our Facebook page at Exploring Oz. Once you're there, make sure to like and follow our page, and all you'll need to do is comment on the competition post itself with a picture of your Landcruiser 200 series telling us what your favourite modification or accessory is. Once the competition closes, we'll be randomly selecting 2 of the entrants who will each win one of the items that we've listed today. Now a full list of the rules and conditions for the competition will be in the description below in the YouTube video, as well as on our Facebook page. Just keep in mind that the prizes today are exclusive to a 200 series Landcruiser. Still have to have a 200 series Landcruiser to ensure that we can get the correct prize for your model of car. So this competition is going to run from Thursday the 12th of November at 4 AM when this video is released, and that's Eastern Standard Time, and it's going to run for just over 5 days, closing at 12 PM on Monday the 16th of November, with winners being drawn on Tuesday the 17th. So good luck to all of you who do enter. So guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed the top 5 accessories that I've fed to my Landcruiser 200 series. Hope it's given you some ideas, maybe for a Christmas present to someone that you know with one of these cars, or just whether you want to spend a little bit of money on yourself. The top 5 accessories that I've fed to my vehicle have been extremely helpful and reliable over the time I've had them fitted, and definitely products that I'd recommend if you're doing the same sort of driving and touring that we do. Otherwise guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers guys.